My name is Joshua Outsey, and I am an Appalachian Transition Fellow, and I've been working in Eastern Kentucky in Harlan County. Actually, I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama, like Kiara said, and I've lived in Knoxville. I've lived mostly in urban areas, and this fellowship has brought me to the point where I can say I love mountains now, because I've never really lived in the mountains or really I knew I had a lot of stigmas like, oh no, you don't go there, stuff like that where I came from. But living there, and I got to see how community is really formed. I got to work for some really incredible organizations I'm going to tell you about. But before I went there, I was able to be prepared and trained to do community organizing with the Zilphia Horton Organizing Institute, where I learned about deep listening, and that was a program through the Highlander Center for Research and Education. And I've learned so I got to do listening projects, and we did that in the city of Knoxville, and I was able to work and use some of those same skills in Kentucky. I got to live in this place called Benham, Kentucky, and it's a really awesome town. The people there are very close, and basically I worked on the Benham Energy Project, and my program was called Benham Saves, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that. It was very unique to work on a green or energy efficient project in a place that used to be a coal camp, right? And so with that, I want to kind of focus on, I didn't know what it meant, for it to be a coal camp. And so there were some things, I did a lot of research, and I found this little neat song that talked about the hardships that people had to go through, people who lived in the area. So I want to share kind of like a cultural sharing and a historical perspective based on that. And so the song I heard, it goes, in a coal camp way down in those East Kentucky hills, Daddy worked down in the mines, at night he ran a still, selling moonshine when he had to, just to try and pay the bills. 'Cause the man who owned the coal mines and the devil had a deal. See, they polluted all our mountain streams and stripped them of their life. They stole away the young boys' dreams and made them coal miners for life. And the hard times that we went through seemed like they'd never stop, but they hoped for better days up on that mountaintop. Better days on the mountaintop. And that's what we got a chance to see working on the Benham Saves project. Like I said, a coal camp, going green, saving energy, and really building those relationships between the consumers and the utility customer and the utility company. We partnered with some really amazing organizations. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but just really talking a little bit more about Benham though. Benham was built by International Harvester, which was a coal company, and it was incorporated in 1996. This small town has a population of about 500 people, and about 360 or so of those people are customers to the utility company there, which is a municipal utility, which means that it's owned by the city. In this small town, they have a really high energy demand, and so we wanted to really just do something to help people. Basically, the power board was spending a lot of money to the primary supplier, and we wanted to cut back the expenses for people and to help make homes more energy efficient. All right, so I got to work with some really awesome organizations, like I said, Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, which is a statewide member-ran or member-based organization that basically does a lot of grassroots work for policy change and getting people out to vote, and just some wonderful power building organization. I also got to work with the Benham Power Board, which is the utility company, and just to see the process that it was taking for all these different groups with different missions to really come together. People really put their heads together and work very diligently on trying to create this program. Some other partners in this, like that I got to work with was COAP, which is the Christian Outreach with Appalachian People, and that's a really awesome organization that focuses on like housing rehab and making like homes more comfortable and for the people in the community. So we also got to partner and work with MASIC, which is another incredible organization that has a program called House Smart, and the House Smart program makes energy retrofits and things available for people who need that. So my role with this project, Benham Saves, was to gather information from homeowners, door-to-door, utility bill customers, or utility consumers, basically just to see how are they using their energy. And another goal was to communicate with the customers from the Power Board about the benefits of this program. We wanted to identify the people from that town that would be interested in the program, and also to distribute energy kits so that we could offset the expenses and really to help them save money and ultimately to help the Power Board to save money. So what we actually were able to do, I've reached out to over 165 people with postcards, phone calls, and going door to door. And of that, we've conducted over 60 surveys. We've distributed 48 energy kits, which was a really fun process for me because I really got to meet a lot of the residents of the town, and it was a good way to communicate with the residents about what new things were going on, and to kind of change some former opinions that people had about the Power Board and things like that. So when it was all said and done, the whole community got together to celebrate the success of basically the Power Board. They had actually voted for this project to just be like a real thing. So by that I mean that people can now apply to this program and get work done on their homes, where the Power Board basically would pay for the upfront, they would pay for the work, for the retrofit, whatever is needed, and then people would start to see savings. The savings would basically roll out, and the program pays for itself, and that's called like a revolving fund. So we got to do that, and we had a community pig roast, and these are just some other really neat things that came out of that. So we had about 40 community members that came out to the event. There were about 5 applications that were basically filled out and turned in for people to sign up for the program. We had a neat little, we got to move over from the park where we had the pig roast into the town's theater, where we got to see this really awesome video that was made about the project. My independent project actually was kind of similar. The steps I took to focus on my independent project were very similar to how I did my organizational project. I got to reach out to some people in the next town over, which is Lynch, Kentucky. If you all know about Lynch, Kentucky, it was actually founded in 1917, and it was started by this company called U.S. Coal and Coke, which was a subsidiary of U.S. Steel, and it was a very booming town back in the 1930s and the 1940s. Due to industrialization and the mechanization in the mines, basically more people were out of work. And so what happened was a lot of miners became migrants and they moved outward looking for work. And so there's this one incredible organization called the Eastern Kentucky Social Club that is in Lynch, and it was basically an organization that was formed from people who had left, and they met up in different places, and Cleveland was one of the first places where they met up to say to just socialize with each other and remember, what the common heritage that they all had. So one of the things is that that's been happening is that some of the older people who were the originators of the Eastern Kentucky Social Club feel that what they started will probably not be continued. I'd like to be connected with other organizations like STAY, like Seeds of Fire, and any other programs that really focus on next generational leadership and development of organizers, so that we can help these young people stay and help their community. But that's basically all. So thank you.